And the lease offer?
From just $69 semi-monthly, so it's,
So it's flash without the cash.
Wow, nice one.
Choose from 3 great offers, including a $750 cash bonus now during the My Choice sales event. But hurry, it ends soon. Visit your Nissan retailer or choose Nissan.ca.
This is Recycle Everywhere Blue Bomber football. Today's game is brought to you in part by Super Lube Auto Center, home of the best 10-minute oil change. The first quarter of today's game brought to you by Lettingham GM, your Steinbach GM dealer. We're worth the trip.
I don't think I've ever seen a player at the midway point of a season get a standing ovation the way Weston Dressler is getting one here at Mosaic Stadium in Regina. Very orchestrated introduction of Weston Dressler to get the crowd riled up and get the riders riled up, Kirk Benton.
Yeah, they saved him for last, even after Darian Durant, who would normally go last when the offense is introduced, and that probably is why he came back right there, just how much they love this guy.
Wow, this is the place for him, and he understands that, and he's back here wearing number 7. The Riders will kick the ball off to the Blue Bombers. Our kickoffs are brought to you by Jim Gauthier, Chevrolet, Winnipeg's biggest and best new and used Chevrolet dealer, 1400 McPhillips. Chris Milo has it teed up at the Riders 35, just inside the right hash. Troy Studemeyer is back, the only Bomber returner back there deep, and here's the kick. It's a low bouncer, and it's Studemeyer at the 21. He's to the 30, to the 35, up to the 40, and spins out to about the 41-yard line of the Blue Bombers. So a reasonable field position for Drew Willie and the Bomber offense as they come out for the first series of the game. And Milo didn't try to kick that one high and deep into that wind. He just drove it low. And the Bombers will start from left hash on their 40. And I don't have to tell you about the noise they're going to have to deal with. You can hear it for yourself. Willie has 3 receivers to the short left side, 2 to the wide right side, and Grigsby set beside him. Willie wants to pass a quick one out here to Kohlert. He's got the catch. Tristan Jackson with the tackle, but a gain of 5, maybe 6 yards up to the 46-yard line.
Some nice zip on the ball from Drew Willie, so far so good there. I know it's only one play, but
yeah, a little slant pattern, but he threw it with good authority for sure. Second down, and we'll call it 5 for the Blue Bombers. The ball just beyond their 45-yard line. Ball's on the right hash now. And Willie in shotgun again with Grigsby to his left. Willie with the ball. And drops it out here, complete to Nick Moore at the 51. He's up to the Bomber 54, and that'll be a Blue Bomber first down.
John Chick just looked like Glenn January was on skates there. He drove him right back into Drew Willie as he was throwing the ball, but he still got it away on time.
You know, if I was an offensive lineman in the CFL right now, I'd have nightmares about Chick. I really would. But the Bombers have made a first down. 1st and 10 at their 54. Ball back on left hash. Only 1 receiver to the short left side. 3 to the right. And Drew Willie again going to throw. Quick one out here to Kohlert. Center field. Rory Kohlert down to the Rider 51-yard line. That's a gain of 5 yards. Kind of a wide receiver screen out there. And Kohlert, the native of Saskatoon, has a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, not a bad thing to do against this defensive line either. Get the quick stuff out there early. Maybe get them on their heels a bit.
Second down and 5 Bombers. Rider 51. The ball a few yards inside the right hash. 4 receivers come out wide left. Pontbriand's in as a tight end on the right. Riders are showing blitz, and they're a mile offside. Drew Willie has the ball, but they whistled the play dead. Brackenridge was coming on a blitz, and it's one of those timing blitzes, and he looked like he was about 3 steps a little bit too early.
Yes.
Andre Pruz, the referee.
Yeah. Talked about how dangerous that was, but not there.
Now, we didn't get the ref's mic there, but it's offside Saskatchewan. We could clearly see that, so it moves the ball down to the Rider 46-yard line, and a good start for the Bomber offense. Back-to-back first downs. Mark comes out wide left. Nick Moore wide right with Corey Watson. double tight ends, and Grigsby the lone setback. Grigsby has the handoff, right side run, and he's down to the 41 and knocked out of bounds close to the Rider 40 on a run to the wide side to the right. He's got a gain of close to 5.
And that's about how much the Bombers are averaging on first down runs this year. 4.4 yards, the worst mark in the league by a mile. But I guess you got to keep trying.
Well, they look sharp on offense so far. Second down and 6 now at the Rider 41-yard line. Again, the double tight ends stay in there. Nick Moore wide right, 2 receivers to the left. Watson and Denmark, and here's Willie with the pass right side, and Nick Moore has it at the 30. He's down to the Rider 27-yard line. Another Blue Bomber first down.
Exactly what they needed. And that's what they're doing so far. It's just you get that quick stuff going, and
yeah, they're all quick throws so far. Nicely designed plays by Marcel Belfay, and they did that with double tight ends, and they keep the double tights again. So only 3 receivers on the field, and Grigsby to the left of Willie. Here's a handoff. Grigsby back to right side, and he's nailed for a loss this time. The Riders, Peters, their linebacker, came through, broke that one up, Brian Peters, and they'll lose from the Rider 22 back to their, from their 27 back to their 32-yard line, so a 5-yard loss.
Yeah, there's just nobody there for Mr. Peters. They tried a little misdirection there.
Yeah.
It didn't fool the Riders at all. They had Nick Moore going across in front of Drew Willie.
Second down and 15 at the Rider 32-yard line. Right hash, 5 receivers out. Riders come with a blitz. Willie throws deep into the end zone. Aaron Kelly, and it's no good. Intercepted. It was tipped and then picked off by the Riders. And they're going to bring it out of the end zone up to the Saskatchewan 17 or 18-yard line. Aaron Kelly, the intended receiver, and just at the last minute, the ball was tipped and right into the arms of Saskatchewan's Mark Legree, and he brought it back out to the Rider 15-yard line. There is a penalty flag down.
And the Bombers are going to, I assume, challenge pass interference on this one. Drew Willie was losing his mind over there after that play, as the DB kind of threw his hands right up in front of Aaron Kelly's face.
Well, they're taking a timeout. We'll see about the challenge when we come back, Kirk. So a promising opening drive by the Bombers. Will it end in a turnover? We'll find out. You're listening to the Recycle Everywhere Blue Bomber Football Radio Network.
Overhead doors, call Wallace & Wallace. Fences and more installed. Just call us, 452-2700. WallaceFences.com.
For over 90 years, Wallace & Wallace has provided security, safety, and privacy. Call Wallace & Wallace for installation of fences and garage doors, or visit the experts at our showroom who can tell you how to do the job yourself.
Expert choice and installation. Call us now for a free quotation. 452-2700. WallaceFences.com.
Barium boomboxicus is by nature a reclusive fellow, appearing only sporadically from his unbearable den, a majestic dwelling meticulously crafted from obsolete electronics.
Barium boomboxicus? It's not natural. EPRA Manitoba provides safe.
Okay, so there you heard it. There's not enough evidence for a pass interference call.
Yeah. Andre Proulx took the words right out of my mouth, Bob. That's what I was going to say, because he kind of threw his arm up in front of him, but
yeah,
it wasn't one of those blatant yank on the jerseys or grab his face mask or anything like that. So,
well, most of those challenges fail.
Yeah. Although Mike O'Shea is the king of the PI challenge, though.
Right. There's been 26 PI challenges this year, and only 6 of them have been successful.
Yeah, and he won 3 of them, and that's the first one he's gotten wrong.
He'd have an argument on that one, too, O'Shea would, but they just didn't feel it was flagrant enough. So the Riders from their 7 hand it off left side. This is Anthony Allen, and he's up to the 10-yard line for a gain of about 3. A flag thrown way up here at the 20-yard line by an official who's a long way from the play.
I'm going to guess this is tripping.
Against the Bombers.
A Bomber threw up his leg. Maude Washington.
Yeah. I saw that, too.
Damon Washington threw up his leg to try and trip Will Ford, and he kind of it was the start of bringing him down.
Yeah, I said Anthony Allen. It was Will Ford, wasn't it?
I believe so.
And here's Andre Prue to tell us what the penalty was.
But it's not. Okay.
Rob Bagg called for an illegal crackback block.
There
The
we
Riders move back to their 3-yard line, where they'll be 2nd down and 13. And Weston Dressler comes into the game, replacing Jerome Messam, and that's what the applause is about. So the Riders are going to look at a 2nd down and, well, now they moved the ball to the 5-yard line, 2nd down and 13. And they're working into the wind. The wind is not real strong here, but it's certainly significant enough that it will affect to some degree the kicking into the wind. Darian Durant on 2nd and 13 at the 5. Left hash, standing on his 1-yard line. And he drops into the end zone, does the Saskatchewan quarterback. And now he's just going to fire it down the left side. He threw it away more than anything as the Bombers finally got through to pressure him as he moved up in the pocket. So a 2-and-out for the Riders, and they'll have to punt into the wind from their 5-yard line. Kirk, you think they'll give up?
It's a good question.
2.
There hasn't been a lot of safety surrendering
Very
this year.
few, yeah.
So, I don't know. There's a little bit of breeze, though, there. I really think that you give it up here. Otherwise, you're going to be giving up an automatic 3.
Josh Bartell is their punter with a 45-yard average. There's the snap. He's going to kick it out of there. Oh, it was nearly blocked, but it's a good kick by Bartell. Caught at the 46 by Studemeyer, and a 15-yard no yards penalty comes down against the Riders. So the Bombers are going to be in fabulous field position. No score early in the game. The Bombers had a chance. That ball picked off in the end zone, and they'll get another chance to score when we come back. You're listening to the Recycle Everywhere Blue Bomber Football Radio Network.
You're more than a team. You're family. You played hard all season long with only one goal in mind: victory. But now the season's over, and the only thing left to do is shoot paint at each other. Splatters Paintball would love to host you and your team for an end-of-season party or wind-up. Come on out and bring the entire team. Slow pitch, ultimate frisbee, flag football, soccer.
In the first quarter, no score in the game, but the Blue Bombers, after a very good opening drive, have certainly an edge now in field position and a chance to open the scoring. 1st and 10 at the Rider 31-yard line. Ball's on the right hash. 5 receivers out for Drew Willie. Grigsby set directly behind the Blue Bomber quarterback. Aaron Kelly now motions from right to left. And they hand it off Grigsby. Stretch play left side across to 30. And he fights down to about the 27-yard line. He'll have a gain of 4. John Chick into it a bit over there with, I think that's MP Pontbriand, who he's exchanging pleasantries with.
As usual. MP likes to mix it up a bit.
Yeah.
I think he'd be their goon. If the Bombers needed a goon, I think MPP would be their man.
4-yard gain on the run by Grigsby. 2nd and 6 Bombers. Rider 27-yard line. 3 receivers to the left side, the short side of the field. The ball's on the left hash, 2 to the right. And the Riders showing blitz. Here they come. Willie back to pass. Fires down the middle, complete the 10-yard line, and fumbled, and then recovered by Aaron Kelly. It was Nick Moore, I believe, who fumbled it, and then Aaron Kelly recovered it inside the 10-yard line. The Bombers in the Rona red zone.
Nick Moore needs to learn how to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, that's 3 times he's fumbled now deep in opposition territory this year, but they got away with this one. So 1st and goal, Bombers, Riders 6-yard line. Great protection on that play for Drew Willie.
Yeah, and no double team of John Chick either.
All right, Willie from the 6 rather. Hands off Grigsby inside. He's down to the 5. Grigsby in for a touchdown. The Blue Bombers score first. Nick Grigsby with a nifty run off the left side. He evaded a couple of Rider tacklers and took it into the end zone. So the Blue Bombers take advantage of that great field position. Kirk, in a very positive start for the Bombers in every way.
Oh, yeah. And they can thank the Riders for punting the ball into the wind, which is mistake number 1 on their part. And then, Grigsby found the hole. That was some nice blocking there on the left side of the offensive line by the Bombers. He had to bounce his way. He had to bounce his way off a couple of guys, but January did a nice job of sealing off John Chick there, and Grigsby just worked his way into the end zone.
Haralahu to kick the convert with Brom holding from the 12-yard line. It's up and it's good. The Bombers lead 7-0. Our winner on Splatters paintball touchdown to win is Kim Sidlowski. Every time the Bombers score a touchdown, if we draw your name, you and 7 friends enjoy a great day out. Ready, aim, fun. SplattersPaintball.com. 7-0 Blue Bombers.
My car.
You're listening to Blue Bombers football, brought to you by Superlube on 680 CJOB.
Well, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers are -1 in the takeaway giveaway, but they're still ahead 7-0 halfway through the opening quarter here at Mosaic Stadium in Regina. As Kirk Penton of the Winnipeg Sun points out, the Riders' decision to punt from their 5-yard line into the wind backfires on them, and Haralahu kicks off now for Winnipeg with the wind, a driving boot over the head of Tristan Jackson. It'll go through the end zone. Our kickoffs are for Jim Gauthier, Chevrolet, 1400 McPhillips. So that one will come right out of there. And again, we could see the wind. It's not that strong. It's about 15 to 20 kilometers per hour, but certainly a factor in the kicking game, especially on the punts when the ball gets up high in the air.
Seems like it's picking up a bit now. It's definitely picked up since kickoff.
Well, the Rider offense gets its second crack now from the 25-yard line this time after that kick through the end zone. 7-0 is the score for the Blue Bombers. Darian Durant does not have Weston Dressler out there. He's not in the starting lineup. They have double tight ends in, only 3 receivers out, and Will Ford set behind Durant from the 25-yard line. Durant, a little fake to Ford, back to pass, throws down the middle, complete to Rob Bagg. Damon Washington with the tackle, but Bagg up to the 41-yard line for a 16-yard gain.
Durant had all day there in the pocket. That double tight end just made the pocket impenetrable there.
Well, I give him that much time, he's going to find somebody. That was 5 or 6 seconds at least.
Oh, yeah.
1st and 10 Riders at their 41. Inside right hash. Again, double tights with 3 receivers, and Will Ford the setback. And this time the handoff goes to Ford, who's grabbed almost immediately by Bryant Turner. He'll have a gain of a couple of yards. The first quarter brought to you by Lettingham GM, your Steinbach GM dealer. Worth the trip. So the Bombers wasted no time when they were in the Rona red zone scoring that touchdown in their last possession. There's an injured Blue Bomber player, and the training staff out immediately to provide attention. Can you see who it is, Kirk Penton?
It's 90-something. I'm just checking who's up. Could be Kashawn Fraser.
Louis Richardson came onto the field. Greg Peach is standing. So is Bryant Turner. They're in the 90s. Kashawn Fraser would be number 93. And I do not see him. Yeah. Jake Thomas is walking around. So we're going to, by the process,
to win one of 3 trips for 2. Anywhere to do anything. Count on CPS to fuel your farm and dream big. Visit fuelyourtraveldreams.ca for details.
Hey, Bomber fans, it's Jason Cross from Gauthier Cadillac Buick GMC. The Canada White clearance is on, we're into construction, and get this, the best tailgating truck in Manitoba, the GMC Sierra. 0% for 84 months. Yes, that's right, 0% for 84 months on all our 2014 GMCs. Get a touchdown at Gauthier Cadillac Buick GMC at the north end of McPhillips.
This is Bomber Football, brought to you by Superlube on 680 CJOB.
Rookie Kashawn Fraser helped off the team with a leg injury that did not look good. He could not leave under his own power. The good news for the Bombers is they're deep in that area in terms of players dressed. 2nd down and 8 Rough Riders from their 43-yard line. 6 minutes to go, opening quarter. 7-0 Blue Bombers. Darian Durant. Shotgun. Back to pass. Pressure comes. Durant is hit as he throws. The ball comes out, and it'll be an incomplete pass. Teague Sherman found a big hole to blitz through and hit Darian Durant just as he released the ball.
What was Doug Brown saying before the game there?
Blitz him.
There it is.
Well, that's
the way to do it.
See Teague Sherman's eyes get bigger as he came up to the line and saw that opening there, and he hit Durant from the blind side. The ball went upfield a few yards, incomplete pass. 3rd down and 8 Riders, and the punt by Bartel. Boy, they nearly blocked it again. Studemeyer at the Bomber 25 across the 30, spinning around, and will be downed at the 30-yard line with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the opening quarter. Here's the Bomber defensive line, Kirk. Greg Peach, Jake Thomas, Bryant Turner, Kashawn Fraser, Zach Anderson, and then Mike Cornell and Louis Richardson, who they list on the depth chart as D linemen, who are really linebacker size type guys, but in that sort of odd Echeverry front, they are considered D linemen.
Yeah. So. Mike Cornell's 225 pounds playing nose tackle.
Yeah.
Something you don't see every day in football.
Bombers from their 30-yard line, left hash, 1st and 10. 4 receivers out. Grigsby set behind Willie. A little play fake to Grigsby. And a long pass for Aaron Kelly, and he cannot catch up to it at the Rider 30-yard line. Willie just fired that down there, and Kelly would have needed another 5 or 6 yards to get close to that one. So far, though, Kirk, the pass protection for Willie has been excellent.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They've been, in the times that I've watched John Chick, they've had only one guy on him, and they've been able to, except for the one time that he drove January back, but he still completed the pass. So that was the first time they've really gone long today.
This is when they'll be tested in these 2nd and long situations. 2nd and 10 at the Bomber 30-yard line. 6 receivers out, empty backfield. Back to pass, Drew Willie. Getting great protection, going long again for Aaron Kelly, and he can't quite make the catch at the Rider 32-yard line. That one he had a shot at. It would have been an incredible grab, and it just slipped through his hands.
It's got to be tough throwing with the wind, too. You know, I think that was just a little past his hands.
Just a wee bit.
A lot closer than the first one.
We've seen Kelly make so many spectacular catches that that would have been right up there among his best. Hyralahu to punt for the first time. A flag comes down as Hyralahu gets the kickoff. Dressler at the Rider 40, up to the 45 down the sideline. A flag comes down, and Hyralahu will force Dressler out of bounds at the Blue Bomber 35-yard line, but there's a flag way up at the Rider 45 where the pass was caught. I think he stepped out of bounds over there, and there was a penalty flag right at the line of scrimmage when the ball was snapped. So we'll have to sort all this out for you.
Yes.
Dressler did bring the fans to their feet, though.
Just as we suspected, have them return some punts, get them in the game.
First quarter brought to you by Lettingham GM, your Steinbach GM dealer, worth the trip. 7-0 Blue Bombers on a 6-yard touchdown run by Nick Grigsby. Andre Prue, the head referee, and I think he's sorted things out now. It's a procedure call against the Blue Bombers originally, and then a holding call against Saskatchewan on the return. So it looks like the Riders are going to decline the procedure call and take the kick. I think you might, if they had the choice, Kirk, have the Bombers kick it over again.
Well, if they were at the 30.
Corey Chamberlain, the head coach of the Riders, is out there now talking with Andre Prue.
Make them kick again.
Yeah, see, they're going to make them
Absolutely.
kick again.
Absolutely.
Well, now, so it's up 10, so it can't be up 10 because the procedure penalty is a 5-yard penalty. The holding's 10. The difference would be 5 yards.
Yeah.
If they're going to do it that way.
Yeah, so there it is.
So they'll put it at the 35.
5,
yeah, so it's 3rd and 5 for the Bombers instead of 3rd and 10 with the...
Because the Riders were going to be back at near their 30, I believe, if they had declined the penalty.
Right.
So smart move, yeah.
They'll have Hyralau kick again unless he
corks
gets a rocket off. And remember, he's got the win, so we'll see what happens. Ian Wild will send it back. 3rd and 5 Bombers. Winnipeg 35-yard line. Dressler back to receive. Good snap from Wild. And Hyralau hits a high kick. And the wind carries it down to the Rider 20. And Dressler drops it there. Moves to his left and then is hauled down at the 17 by Don Unamba, who makes yet another special teams tackle. So that one didn't work out very well for Corey Chamberlain and the Riders.
Definitely not. I still think it was the right call, though. It just did not work out.
Yeah,
when you're at your own 30, you're like, well, how much worse could it get?
Yeah, I guess.
Although
the kicker was kicking with a wind.
Yeah.
So, hey, and it's always easy to look back,
yeah.
Isn't it? Anyway, the Riders are 1st and 10 at their 17-yard line. Ball's right in the middle of the field. 3:55 to go, opening quarter. Sold out Mosaic Stadium in Regina. Lots of motion in the backfield now from the receivers as Darian Durant hands it off. Right side run. And Ian Wild up there to make the stick on the 21-yard line. Will Ford carries for maybe 4 yards. Kashawn Fraser not back out there based on the way he left the field.
Yeah, he's still sitting on the trainer's table.
I don't think we should expect to see him again.
He's got a big bag of ice on his right knee.
Okay, 2nd down and about 7 yards to go. Riders just beyond their 21-yard line. Inside right hash. Durant in the shotgun. Has the football. And throws out here to Bag. Left side complete up at the 29-yard line. The Bombers, Bruce Johnson tackles him immediately, but that's a first down for the Rough Riders. Gain of 8 yards.
Darian Durant also showing no signs of that hand injury so far. He's got quite a bit of zip on the ball today, too. So,
yeah, I think both these quarterbacks are concerned about maybe banging that hand again and causing further aggravation. But as of it now, they both look fine throwing the ball. 1st and 10 Riders from their 30-yard line, left hash. Durant, hitch pass, right side. And it's complete to Dressler, who's across the 35 out to about the 37-yard line. Bruce Johnson and Matt Buckner over to make the tackle right away, but a nice 7-yard gain for the Riders up to their 37-yard line.
Quirky stat for you, Time.
Yeah.
Well, the Riders have never scored a touchdown this season when starting inside their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So there you go.
They haven't driven the field very often is what you're saying, and their offensive stats would suggest that. 2nd down and 3 now. Riders at their 37, and they hand it off to Will Ford, and he butts across the 40 out to about the 42 or 3. Ian Wild with a tackle, but a first down for the Riders.
The way he hammered that hole, I thought that was Jerome Messam for a sec.
Well, Mr. Ford has got good quicks, and there was a good hole there for him.
Driving Ian Wild backwards on that play.
Riders 1st and 10, Saskatchewan 43. The ball just inside right hash, and they've got double tight ends in now. Durant, play fake though, back to pass, pressure coming, left side throw out here to Big Messam, and he stumbles up to center field. Bruce Johnson came up and had a shot at Messam at around the Rider 50-yard line, but missed him. And there's an interesting play designed by Saskatchewan, getting Messam out as a receiver wide left.
And Bruce Johnson just got him enough.
Enough.
He didn't get him at a very good angle, but he got him just enough to trip him up. Otherwise, he would have got a few more yards there.
Yes, he would have. Riders at center field, 1st and 10, left hash. 50 seconds left, first quarter, 7-0 Blue Bombers. Still with double tight ends, and Will Ford the lone setback. And Darian Durant wants to throw and does. Left side to Bag. Is down to the Bomber 45, very close to a first down. Chris Randall with the tackle. So Saskatchewan, after a bit of a stuttering start offensively, has got a nice drive going here. First quarter brought to you by Lettingham GM, your Steinbach GM dealer. Worth the trip.
The weird part is these two teams are, they lead the league in average pass downfield and are therefore the two worst teams when it comes to yak.
But yards after the catch.
We're seeing a lot more short stuff today.
1st and 10 at the Bomber 45. Final play of the quarter, barring a penalty. Handoff. And the Bombers with a run blitz there, and Will Ford stopped for a loss of a yard or two. Ian Wild and Greg Peach in there to make the stop. So the first quarter's in the books, and the Blue Bombers lead the Riders by a score of 7-0. You are listening to the Recycle Everywhere Blue Bomber Football Radio Network.
The first quarter of today's game brought to you by Lettingham GM, your Steinbach GM dealer. We're worth the trip.
Aluminum.
Bring your scrap metal.
Aluminum.
To Urban.
This is Recycle Everywhere Blue Bomber football. Today's game is brought to you in part by Super Lube Auto Center, home of the best 10-minute oil change. The second quarter of today's game brought to you by Mudruckers, concrete lifting and leveling. Don't replace it, lift it. Online at mudruckers.ca.
Bob Irving, Kirk Penn of the Winnipeg Sun. Good to have you with us today from Mosaic Stadium in Regina. The Saskatchewan Roughriders and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And the Bombers lead 7-0 after one quarter. Touchdown by Nick Grigsby on a 6-yard run. The second quarter will start with the Riders second down and 11 at the Blue Bomber 46-yard line. Riders with their best drive of the game going right now. And they have the wind in the second quarter. Not real strong, but it has affected the kicking. We've seen that for sure. Durant in shotgun. Second and 11 at the Bomber 46. Has 5 receivers out. And it looked like the Bombers were offside. And, boy, they never go offside on defense. Ian Wild, I think, was offside. Yep. Durant finally took off with the ball and headed upfield. And, Kirk, we're at practice all the time. They have the Bombers have a coach who yells, stay on side on every defensive drill.
Yep.
And for the most part, during games, they've done that.
Yeah, I think that's maybe only their second or third of the whole year. Dave Jackson, who...
And of all people, Ian Wild.
Yeah, I know.
It was lined up outside the left end and looked like he was coming on a blitz.
Ian Wild had gone, I think, something like 15 or 16 games without a penalty.
Yeah.
Until now.
All right, it's second down and 6. Riders, Bomber 41-yard line. Durant back to pass, blitz coming. He drops it off, no good, intending it for Weston Dressler. But the Bombers brought a blitz off the right edge. Durant had to hurry the throw a little bit, and he was off the mark. It was was it Bagg or Dressler, the intended receiver?
It was Dressler. It was behind him.
Yeah.
Because he saw the blitz coming from the left side, so he hurried the throw, and it was 2 behind him.
Good defensive work by the Bombers, so that'll bring in Chris Milo to attempt the field goal. He's made only 19 of 25. I say only because 76% these days, not considered great. And Justin Pilardi's here. They brought him in to kind of remind Milo that there are other people who can do this. It's a 48-yard try with the wind, and it hit the upright and bounced left outside the post, so it's a dead ball, and the field goal is no good. And the Bomber lead holds at 7-0, and we'll leave you for the first time early in the second quarter. You're listening to the Recycle Everywhere Blue Bomber Football Radio.
7-piece meal for $18.
Touchdown not included.
The station that bleeds blue and gold. This is 680 CJOB.
Chris Milo is now 19 for 26 on the season as his 48-yard field goal try hits the upright, the left upright, and ricochets away from the post. So the Bombers have it. First and 10 at their 25 with a dead ball ruling. And on first down, they hand it up the middle to Grigsby, and there's a flag down thrown by Andre Prue, the head referee, and he immediately calls holding. Grigsby only gained a yard. I presume the Riders will take that penalty. Great to have you with us today on the Blue Bomber Radio Network. 7:30 CKDM in Dauphin, 12:20 CJRB in Boissevain, 103. That's Jarvis Jones, the right guard, 103.5 Capital FM in Iqaluit, Nunavut. And the originating station is 680 CJOB in Winnipeg. Great to have you with us. Bombers now backed up to their 15-yard line, and they'll be first and 20 going into the wind. Leading 7-0 early here in the second quarter. And the fans make their presence felt. Willie, a little play fake. He sprints to the right, drops it off to Grigsby, up to the 15, the 20, out to the 22. Another flag down.
Bombers are offside.
Are they offside?
I believe so.
Oh, boy. Well, when you're backed up and going into the wind, penalties just compound your issues.
Aaron Kelly stepped into the
Yeah.
No-go zone.
I saw that. Second quarter brought to you by Mudruckers Concrete Lifting and Leveling. Don't replace it, lift it online, mudruckers.ca. Andre Prue. As Kirk Pettin told you, that's Aaron Kelly. Now it's back to the Bomber 10-yard line. 1st and 25. And Mike O'Shea will be furious over there.
It's the penalties, Bob. I mentioned it before the game. The penalties that the Bombers commit on Labor Day are way too many.
And this is one of the reasons, not entirely, but the noise being one of them. All right, Willie back to throw. Pressure comes. He scrambles out of there, drops it over the middle to Grigsby, who fights up across the 15 out to about the 17-yard line. And he's going to have a 7-yard gain and make the second down play a little bit less challenging.
One thing I'm confused about this drive is that John Chick has not been on the field yet for the Riders. He's on the sideline watching this drive.
Makes you wonder if he's injured, eh?
I'm just curious. He's standing there at the 50-yard line watching this.
Second down, Blue Bombers, and 18 yards to go from their 17-yard line. Willie has the ball in the pocket. Steps away from some pressure and then is down at the 11. Drew Willie was under duress for most of that play and tried to find an opening to move upfield or get out of the pocket, but it just wasn't there.
Yeah. Partial coverage sack, partial pressure sack. It's everything going wrong kind of sack.
Now the Bombers back at their 11-yard line, so now they're going to have to punt into the wind or give up 2. And as you said, Kirk, teams very reluctant this year to give up those safety touches. We'll see what the Bombers come up with on 3rd and long. Hiralahu 3 yards in the end zone.
He's punting it. You can just tell by the way he's lining up.
Oh, a low snap from Ian Wild, and Hiralahu going to concede the safety touch now. That made that elementary, didn't it?
I think that is ultimately what they should have done. I don't think that's what they were going to do, the way he was lining that up, but that was a terrible snap.
Well, the Riders get on the scoreboard with a safety touch. The Bombers didn't appear prepared to give them, but probably don't feel it's the end of the world now that they have. 7-2. The Bombers lead the Riders. You're listening to the Recycle Everywhere.
Everywhere.ca to learn more.
Now back to Bombers football with Bob Irving on 680 CJOB.
Talked about certainly hurt the Bombers there, resulting ultimately in the safety touch, and now the Bombers have to kick it off from their 25-yard line into the wind. Kickoffs for Jim Gauthier Chevrolet, and it's a low bouncer that will incredibly stay in bounds and be picked up at the Rider 31-yard line by Tristan Jackson, who is finally brought down at about the 34. So that worked out wonderfully for the Bombers. Jesse Briggs with the tackle. The kick by Hiralahu was one of those low spinners, and Kirk, it looked like it was going out of bounds, but and a stroke of luck, it stayed in bounds.
Well, that was the right call by Saskatchewan's David Lee. He thought that was going out of bounds, so he let it go.
Yeah.
But then the thing starts spinning back towards the middle of the field, and it worked out very well for the Bombers.
Boy, did it ever. The Riders all the way back at their 34-yard line after a kickoff into the wind from the 25. 1st and 10, Darian Durant, right hash. Durant back to pass, getting lots of time over the middle, no good, up to the 38-yard line as E.J. Kowali unloaded on Swain just as the ball got there.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. Outstanding defensive work by E.J. Kowali. So 2nd and 10 for Darian Durant and the Rough Riders. The Bombers have blitzed on these passing downs a fair bit so far in the game as they lead 7-2. We'll see what they do here. Ball at the Rider 33. A challenge flag just thrown by Corey Chamberlain, who's going to challenge that E.J. Kowali committed pass interference on that pass to Swain. Interesting he'd throw that on a 7-yard pass.
Yeah.
But that's clearly what he's challenging. Well, and while they're reviewing it, we'll tell you the transportation to Regina was provided by Jim Gauthier Chevrolet, Winnipeg's biggest and best new and used Chevrolet dealer, where they have 0% financing on all new 2014 vehicles until September 2nd. That's Tuesday. They're at 1400 McPhillips. 2 challenges, Kirk, in the game. Mike O'Shea lost his. We'll see what's going to happen on the Saskatchewan one. Boy, I don't know if they can call that pass interference. Really.
Not a chance.
That was almost simultaneous. Ball getting there at the same time.
He's already come out.
Yeah. And good for the league. I remember one a few games ago where they looked at it for about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And it looked marginal and then called pass interference.
Yeah.
If it's marginal, you can't.
No.
So the Riders are 2nd down and 10 at their 33-yard line. 5 receivers out. Weston Dressler, one of them. He's on the left side, the wide left side. Bombers showing blitz, but they drop off in cover as Durant drops back in the pocket and throws out here, and Dressler makes the grab up near the 44-yard line. They're going to give him the 44, and he runs up and signals first down. Little showboating from little number 7. And he's right. It is a first down. They give him the 45-yard line.
That was a tough catch. Bruce Johnson was all over him. Arms and limbs flying everywhere, and Dressler's able to haul it in.
That was an excellent grab. So the Riders at their 45, 1st and 10. Here's Durant handing off to Anthony Allen, and he fights his way up close to the 50-yard line. He dragged a Blue Bomber defender about 2 yards with him. They'll spot it down at the 49. It'll be a gain of 4.
Bomber defensive line is giving it everything it has to try and penetrate that offensive line, but it's a battle down there.
Well, it's a size mismatch when it's one-on-one, for sure.
They're huge.
Riders 2nd down and 6, just short of their 50-yard line on the left hash. 9.5 minutes to go, second quarter. Durant back to pass. Big pressure coming after Durant, and he gets it off, and he just threw that one away. DeMond Washington put a shoulder into Durant, but very lightly as he was throwing it, so no call for roughing the quarterback, and Durant just threw it away. The Bombers came when they've blitzed, Kirk, they've been effective.
Oh, yeah. DeMond Washington coming on that halfback blitz there. Found a hole, chased him down. You'd think that would mean there'd be somebody open, but obviously there wasn't.
Irving, Kirk Penton in the Thunder Seed broadcast booth. Today's game brought to you in part by Super Lube Auto Center, home of the best 10-minute oil change. Bartel is going to kick. No, he's going to fake. He's running to his right, and he'll kick it on the run, and kick it well on the run, too. Studemeyer at the 2-yard line. Should have let it go for a single, and is thrown out at the 1. So a very poor decision by Studemeyer, and the Bombers are going to be pinned at their 1, going into the wind. They lead 7-2, 9:08 left in the second quarter. You're listening to the Recycle Everywhere Blue Bomber Football Radio Network.
It's simple.
It's our biggest
CJOB.
Well, we've had 2 video reviews in the game, and we're only halfway through the second quarter. They're brought to you by Winnipeg Kia. Drive a new 2015 Sorento away and save over $5,000. Winnipeg Kia, where Kia always costs less. And the Blue Bombers are 1st and 10 at their 3-yard line after the Saskatchewan punt. Willie hands off straight up the middle, and out to the 5 is Nick Grigsby. So it'll leave them in 2nd down and 8 at their 5-yard line.
And in Winnipeg's last 2 games, they haven't converted more than 30% of their second downs, which is a problem.
Yeah, they've really tailed off in that regard.
They had been doing great earlier in the year, but teams must have figured them out somehow.
Well, these are challenges, too, when you're on your 5, 2nd and 8, going into the wind, and you got 34,000 people screaming in your ear.
Yep.
And John Chick is back in the game. Willie has the football in the end zone. And he goes long for Corey Watson at the 35, and he can't quite get to it. That throw wasn't far off the mark either, but just not quite. A corner route to Watson that overthrown ever so slightly.
And Tyron Brackenridge timed his blitz perfectly there, but the Bombers were waiting for him this time and did a great job of preventing him from getting to Drew Willie. That pass was very close to working, but just a little bit out of reach.
Inches too far.
Now you give up the safety for sure. Right, Bob?
You do, Kirk Fenton. Well, I think I would. It's third down.
This would
and
be
8
silly
at the 5-yard line.
Harala,
who's 10 yards in the end zone. Ian Wild will send it back. And he will concede the safety touch. And so it's 7-4 Blue Bombers with 7 minutes and 48 seconds left in the second quarter. And the Bombers can only hope for a kickoff that works out as well as the last one when they gave up a safety touch.
Absolutely.
This is where the wind, and we said the wind isn't that strong, Kirk, and it's not, but it affects the kicking tremendously. And if you get field position, boy, you can really make it work.
Do you want to hear my sermon on the coin toss now or later?
No, go ahead.
When you lose the coin toss and the other team defers, and there's a little bit of a breeze, what's the harm in taking the wind in the second quarter when there are more plays? Because of the stoppage and things like that, the second quarter simply, factually, has more plays.
It's longer, yeah.
You have the wind.
Yeah.
I just don't know why teams are so gung-ho about taking the ball first and giving the advantage to the other team. So now Saskatchewan has the wind in both the second and the fourth. They've gotten all the scoring in this game has taken place in that end zone with the wind. I just don't get it.
I understand your argument. Here's a kickoff by Harala. We'll discuss this further. And this will be fielded at the Rider 24-yard line by the dangerous Tristan Jackson, who's across the 45, the 50, center field, the Bomber 40, and brought down at about the 27-yard line by Unamba and Pioli Godino, who tracked him down. The only thing I can think of is O'Shea wanted his team to start well.
Yep.
And the best way to do that is to have the wind and, get some points, get a little momentum. Don't get down early and, have the momentum just bowl you over. But
I don't know. I mean, they didn't do anything on their first drive.
Well, they didn't
score.
They
got an interception.
They moved
so they had a
well.
good drive. You're right, but I don't know.
Well, the Riders are at the Bomber 28. We know that for sure. First and 10, trailing 7-4, but with a chance to do something about that. Double tight ends and a fake to Will Ford, and Durant throws it out here left side. Messam at the 5 makes the grab. Jerome Messam, we saw that play earlier with Messam lined up as a tight end and then coming out as a receiver, and he got open and Durant put it right on him.
George Cortez using his 3 running backs, 3 legitimate tailbacks in very unique fashion today, and the Bombers are having trouble figuring out how to stop it.
And Teague Sherman was the man covering Messam. And the Riders are first and goal now at the Bomber 5. They are in the Saskatchewan Rona red zone. Handoff Will Ford, left side, touchdown Riders. Will Ford, the former Blue Bomber, takes it in from 5 yards out. And the Riders have taken the lead 10-7 with a convert. That will make it 11-7. Second quarter brought to you by Mudruckers Concrete Lifting and Leveling. Don't replace it. Lift it online. Mudruckers.ca. Chris Milo comes out to kick the convert. And I expect we'll have maybe we won't have a timeout. I think we've only got the 3-minute warning left in this quarter, so we'll probably stay here. Dressler holds, and there's the convert by Milo. And the Riders have gone in front by a score of 11-7. They've scored 11 straight points. And, whether they had the win or not, what hurt them there, Kirk, was the big kick return by Tristan Jackson.
Yes.
You can't give up a 60-yard kick return.
No.
It doesn't matter which end of the field you're going against and get away with it. And then,
but I'll counter with this. Liram Haralahu's kicks have been consistently down to the 5 or 10.
Yeah.
And when you're giving up safeties because of the wind and kicking off from the 25, he caught that ball at the 25. That's a nice head start for Tristan Jackson. And I don't know. I just think it snowballs. That's just me.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll never be able to prove this theory of mine that not taking the win in the second and the fourth or second or fourth is critical, but I don't know.
It's working for the Riders now for sure. It would help if the Bombers hadn't taken those penalties and could make a first down here the last 2 possessions ago. Here's Milo kicking off for Jim Gauthier Chevrolet, and it'll be Studemeyer at the 10-yard line to the 15 to 20. Studemeyer the 25 and trying to get outside now at the 29, and he is brought down by Brian Peters, and a late flag comes down. So will this be another one against the Bombers?
This one could be against the Bombers. A rider went flying at the end of this play after the play had ended.
That's
and
what
I think
it is.
It could be MP Pombriand.
That's Derek Jones, the rookie, who's called for that, number 41. So the Bombers now, instead of being up at their 29, are at their 14-yard line. And there's a lot of self-destruction going on here now from a Bomber perspective. 6:12 left in the second quarter. The Riders ahead 11-7. Drew Willie and company out over the ball on the left hash mark. Grigsby to Willie's left. 2 receivers right and 2 left with Pombriand in as a blocker. They hand it off Grigsby, left side run, and there's very little there for him. I don't even know if he got a yard out to the 15-yard line. I'd like to see them use Grigsby on a toss a little more.
Well, that or they need to move the pocket more. I think Willie has the ability to move a bit more. He's young. He's got lots of energy left. It's his first year as a starter. Roll him out.
Second down and 9. Blue Bombers from just beyond their 15-yard line. They're on the left hash, and they have 6 receivers out. Empty backfield. And a 4-man rider rush as Willie fires it out here, and Watson has it to the 25. Corey Watson fighting. And back to the 24, but he did get back to the 25. We'll see where they spot the ball. Looks like he made a first down. And he did.
Yeah, they gave him forward progress there. And
so that's...
he bobbled it a bit.
That's a tonic for the Bombers right now as the momentum is clearly shifted to the Riders. Ahead 11-7, but a key first down now for the Bombers at their 25-yard line.
They have to get out of safety range, if nothing else.
Yeah.
And they've done that now.
Double tight ends, 3 receivers to the left side and none to the right. Grigsby in the backfield. And a little sweep play to Clarence Denmark, and he's around the corner up to the 30, out to about the 33-yard line for an 8-yard gain. Nice call there by the Bombers.
Something a little different. Instead of running it into the pile for 2 or 3 yards like it has been happening.
Second quarter brought to you by Mudruckers. Concrete lifting and leveling. Don't replace it. Lift it online. Mudruckers.ca. We have sideline reports at home. They're brought to you by Clayson's Group. Time to find your dream driving job. Visit Claysons.com. Bombers 2nd and 3 at their 32-yard line on the right hash mark. And Willie's going to throw it on 2nd and 3. Has lots of time, and he throws it long down the right sideline. No good. Intended for Denmark. And that is a play that Kirk Penton I would question. You
disagree with 100%? Yes.
Well, you're trying to make some first downs and keep the ball away from the Riders, and you throw it deep to a receiver who's got double coverage.
You've got to convert on 2nd down. They have to get some 2nd down confidence back.
Yeah.
Considering how much it struggled the last 2 games, and they've thrown like 40-yard passes on 3 of these today.
That was a curious decision by the Bomber quarterback. I doubt that particular play was called. No. 3rd down and 3 at the Bomber 32. Harvey to kick into the wind. Oh, not a very good kick either. It'll bounce at the Rider 50 and be grabbed by Dressler at the 50. No yards. Flags come down, so the Bombers can't get anything right now. They're only down 11-7, but the second quarter has been getting progressively worse for them.
Slipping away, but when you're down only 4 points, it's not the end of the world.
No. No, but it's little things, right? And when you're playing a team like Saskatchewan, you cannot continually compound your situation with little issues. And that 2nd and 3 play, to me, Kirk, is an example of that.
Yep.
Convert, make a first down, get inside the 3-minute warning, get better field position. And now the Riders are at the Bomber 53, 1st and 10 on left hash. Darian Durant in shotgun. Weston Dressler motioning from left to right. And Durant back to pass, and he swings it out to Dressler, but the Bombers are right there. Dressler gets away, though, and down to the Bomber 44-yard line. 2:48 left in the first half. The Riders are leading 11-7. A 3-minute warning brought to you by Avalon Construction. For all your foundation repairs, call someone you trust. Visit AvalonWPG.ca. You're listening to Recycle Everywhere, Blue Bomber Football Radio Network.
Musicus Manufacturum.
Bob Irving, Kirk Penton, good to have you with us from the Thunderseed broadcast booth at Mosaic Stadium in Regina. We have 2 minutes and 48 seconds left in the first half. The Rough Riders are leading the Blue Bombers 11-7, and the Riders are 1st and 10 at the Bomber 43-yard line. Darian Durant comes out from the right hash and shotgun, double tight ends in again. They've used a lot of that formation. Durant's going to throw off it, and he's done that a lot, too. He's going deep for Bagg down at the goal line, and it's broken up. 5 yards in the end zone. Chris Randall, good coverage on Rob Bagg, and he got turned around, Kirk, just in time to make a play on the ball.
Yeah, it's a good thing he turned around when he did.
Yeah.
He threw his hands up, and I guess if he hadn't turned around, that would have been,
That was a good throw by Durant.
He was kind of looking back. It was very strange. Randall was kind of bending his head back and looking. Very talented individual.
That was close to being a big play for the Riders. Now they're 2nd and 10 at the Blue Bomber 43. Clock won't start till the ball is snapped with an incomplete pass inside the final 3 minutes of the half. Messam in there now at fullback, set behind Sunseri, who comes in. Or it's 3rd and inches. I'm sorry. I thought they made a first down in the last play. That's why they went deep. All right, I've got it all wrong. Anyway, it's Sunseri keeping the ball and gets the first down to the Bomber 41. So they were 3rd and inches there.
Yes, okay.
I thought Dressler made the first down on that play before we left you for the 3-minute warning. So the Riders ahead 11-7, 1st and 10 down to the Blue Bomber 41-yard line. 2:28 left in the half. And now the clock starts as time whistled in by Andre Proulx. Darian Durant. Once again, only 3 receivers out. Messam, though, is lining up as a tight end on the left side, and they've hit him with a couple of passes out of that formation. And Durant is back to throw again. Boy, he's got all night. He's going to take off and run. And he's down to the Bomber 32-yard line. Moving up to make the tackle on him was Ian Wild, but the middle just opened up, and Durant took off and picked up 7 or 8 yards.
On the plus side, they covered Jerome Messam on that play.
Yeah, he's snuck out of there a couple of times and caught passes. 2nd down and about 1.5 yards, Riders. Just outside the Bomber 32-yard line. What a beautiful day it is in Regina. The temperature 20 degrees. Partly cloudy, but we've had lots of sunshine. So Durant on 2nd and 1.5 yards. Comes out in shotgun. And the Bombers jumped offside. E.J. Kowali jumped offside unless there's a procedure, and that would be their 2nd offside in this quarter. And that is so out of character for them. Well, again, this game in recent years has brought out the worst in the Blue Bombers. Uncharacteristic things from this particular team. Now we've seen 2 offsides in the 2nd quarter. So the Riders are 1st and 10 at the Blue Bomber 27-yard line. Durant back to pass. Lots of time. Throws it out here, complete to Taj Smith at the 11. He's down to the 8-yard line. Smith wide open down there. And he's got a big gain and a first down. 1:41 to go in the first half. The Bombers looked like they were in a zone defense there, and they just backed way off Taj Smith. He came back to the ball, and there was nobody within 5 yards of him.
At least.
So into the Rona red zone, the Riders go. First and goal at the Bomber 8-yard line. Rob Bagg, wide right. Taj Smith left. Getzlaff also to the right. And Big Messam set behind Darian Durant. Oh, the ball is fumbled by Durant on the snap, and he falls on it at the 10-yard line.
It hit Taj Smith, who was running behind the line between Durant and the center.
I thought I saw Durant just drop it. But
it hits him in the leg.
Oh, yeah. How about that? Well, Durant, with a heady move, just jumped on it at the 10, so there'll be second and goal from the Bomber 10-yard line. 1:20 to go, the clock running. And the Riders come out over the ball at the left hash. 4 receivers wide right. Well, Swain looked like he was way offside. Durant into the end zone for Getzlaff. No good. Broken up. Good coverage back there by safety Mo Leggett. And out comes Chris Milo and the Rider field goal team. So the Bombers, that's a victory for the Bomber defense there.
Yep.
Milo missed his one and only try today, a 48-yarder that hit the upright. This will be a virtual chip shot from the Saskatchewan, or the Winnipeg rather, 17-yard line with Weston Dressler to hold. Would give the Riders a 7-point lead. There's a snap, the ball on the tee, the kick is up, and it's good. 17-yard field goal by Chris Milo, and with 1:02 left in the first half, the Riders go ahead 14-7. And I don't know, Kirk, it's kind of glass half full, glass half empty with all the things that have gone wrong for the Bombers in the second quarter. They're only down by 7 points.
Yeah, that was a victory right there. The Riders marched down the field. They used a lot of that double tight end set, and they were still completing passes, which, you'd think the Bombers would have the advantage there. And to hold them to a field goal there is pretty big. And if they can, get a couple of points here with 1:02 left, that would make it even more momentum going into the second half.
Yeah, and the Bombers take the ball at their 35, left hash. Drew Willie, pitch pass right side, but it's low. And Kohlert had it hit him, and he chased after it, but the pass is incomplete. One of those throws that you're not sure if it's actually a forward pass or a lateral, but Andre Prue was right there, and it was a forward pass. Yeah. But Willie came nowhere close to completing that. It was well short of Kohlert. So second down and 10. Bombers at their 35. 57 seconds left in the half. Willie again in shotgun. Has the football. Swings it out here to Grigsby to the 40, the 45, fumbles it out of bounds. But the Bombers will have it at the 45-yard line. Nick Grigsby had the ball knocked out of his arms by Brackenridge on the tackle, and fortunately for him, it flew out of bounds. Boy.
Yep.
Well, they got away with that, so they got a first down out of it, too, up at their 45-yard line. Grigsby was wide open out here. Nice play call play recognition by Willie. First and 10 at the Bomber 45. Willie back to pass. Pulls it down and then runs right into Terrius George. And he's down at the 38-yard line.
Cordero Howard had him for a bit and then just...
See, that's a sack that goes against the O-line, and that's as much the quarterback as it is the O-line.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he had plenty of time to get rid of it.
Sure.
Or enough time to find a receiver, but I think Cordero Howard probably could have stuck with George a bit longer.
Yeah, you could make that argument, too. Second down and 17, Blue Bombers from their 38-yard line. Willie back to pass. And he's going to try to scramble with it out to the 45 and all the way up to the 48 or 49-yard line of the Blue Bombers. So a tough 10-yard gain for the Bomber quarterback. And with 10 seconds left in the half, the Bombers are third down. But it's unlikely that the Riders will have a chance to do anything with the ball. And the Bombers, I think, are going to leave their offense out there and just run out the clock. And then if the Riders call a timeout, then they'll send their punt team out. Well, they're going to send their punt team out anyway. They had thought about leaving their offense on the field and just run out the clock, and you turn the ball over on downs, or try to throw a home run shot with time expired. But now Liram Haralahu will come out. Time whistled in, the clock running, so this will be the final play of the half unless there's a penalty. The ball at the Bomber 48-yard line. And the snap from Wild. Haralahu just goes down on a knee, and that play will end the first half. Well, Kirk, for all the mistakes the Bombers have made, and
yes,
some of the questionable, 2 or 3 questionable plays,
yeah,
still very much in it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And this team has shown the ability to bounce back from bad.
All the way! Touchdown!
The Winnipeg Blue Bombers and Recycle Everywhere want you to get off the sidelines and recycle all your empty beverage containers. Whether it's a bottle, can, carton, or juice box, the container only has one place to go, in a blue bin. It's your turn to carry the ball. Whether you're at home or away, step up and recycle all your empty beverage containers. Visit recycleeverywhere.ca to learn more.
I'm Christina from the Winnipeg Humane Society. Since 2005, we've trusted Payworks to deliver reliable and accurate payroll and employee time management services. Not only have they exceeded our expectations for knowledgeable customer service, they are also a team player. As a nonprofit charitable organization, the Winnipeg Humane Society relies on support from generous community citizens like Payworks so that we can continue to create change in the animal welfare arena.
For more stories from satisfied clients, visit payworks.ca. Payworks, more than payroll.
Musicus manufacturum is adorned with the mightiest of rocks in the wild. This stalwart creature forges for obsolete electronics in order to find a suitable mate.
Musicus manufacturum? It's not natural. EPRA Manitoba provides safe, responsible recycling options for old, obsolete electronics. Learn more about what and where you can recycle old electronics at recyclemyelectronics.ca.
This is Recycle Everywhere Blue Bomber football. Today's game is brought to you in part by Super Lube Auto Center, home of the best 10-minute oil change. Now, time for the third quarter, brought to you by your Prairie Ford dealer. Ford employee pricing is on now with our biggest offers of the year, only at your Prairie Ford store.
Second half kickoff for Jim Gauthier Chevrolet, Winnipeg's biggest and best new and used Chevrolet dealer, 1400 McPhillips. The kickoff by Milo down to Studemeyer at the Bomber 25, and he returned it only to the 34. The Bombers, trailing 14-7, have the wind in the third quarter. First and 10 from the 34. A little fake to Nick Moore on an inside run, and then they drop it off to Pontbriand, who's to the 45 and up to the 50-yard line of the Blue Bombers. That's a play we see once or twice a game, and it usually catches the other team off guard, and it did that time, Kirk Penton.
Yes. Nobody was expecting that one. He just glanced off the defender who was going after Drew Willie, and he was wide open, and the Bomber goon had some words at the end of that one.
A 15-yard gain for Pontbriand.
Caused a little kerfuffle over there.
Yeah, there was a little pushing and shoving. First and 10, Bombers at their 50, ball in left hash. Double tight ends. And a handoff to Grigsby, right side run, and he's out to about the 53-yard line. He'll have a gain of 3, maybe 4. Bob Irving, Kirk Penton, Winnipeg's son, in the Thunder Seed broadcast booth. The Bombers led 7-0 after the first quarter with the wind, and are down 14-7 at the half. And now they've got the wind here in the third quarter, and a penalty flag just came down. Well, here's more Blue Bomber self-destruction. Pontbriand comes off the field, and Corey Watson comes in. So they're going to be, that's a 5-yard penalty. They'll be second down and 11 instead of second down and 6. Ball at the Bomber 49. It's just inside left hash. And Willie has Grigsby to his left, 3 players wide right, and 2 split to the left side. Brackenridge showing blitz, and here he comes, and Willie's back to pass, scrambling, and down he goes. And Drew Willie looks like he was hurt on that play. And I don't know if it's his hand or what, but he is rolling around. Did he fumble the ball? No, they say it's Bomber ball. But Willie appears to be in some pain as he was hauled down.
He's holding his left ankle or left calf.
Yeah, I think he got twisted back. We're going to get another look at it here. He stepped up away from the rush initially, and then...
Yeah, his leg got pinned underneath.
Yeah, one of those awkward-looking plays that often don't produce good results.
It didn't look like it. It didn't look like it was one of the. It wasn't one of those gross, wrong direction type things where your knees pointing the wrong way.
Brian Braum warming up along with Robert Marv, but Braum is the second man in at quarterback for the Blue Bombers. They are in a punting situation. Willie's still down on the field.
He normally gets up pretty quick too, so.
Now the ball came out as he was going down. I think the Riders might challenge here for a fumble on the play. I don't think he was down before the ball came out, unless the Bombers recovered it, but Drew Willie in some difficulty.
Yeah.
That penalty that the Bombers took, by the way, for illegal substitution was their 8th penalty of the game, and the Riders have taken 5, so penalties of Ricky Foley's the man who made the tackle on that play. Penalties have hurt the Blue Bombers today for sure.
Yeah.
In particular, backing them up, Kirk, in that one series in the second quarter.
Yeah. It all went downhill after he took that punt at the 3-yard line, Troy Studemeyer.
Yep.
Your car and hop a shuttle to the game from one of the 8 pickup locations. Or buy a $40 park and ride pass for the entire season. However you get to the game, be safe and please don't drink and drive. Bomber Park and Ride, proudly supported by Manitoba Public Insurance. For more information, visit bluebombers.com.
This is Bomber Football, brought to you by Super Lube on 680 CJOB.
So you and walked off the field under his own power. We've seen it again on replay a number of times, and his right ankle got pinned in an awkward position underneath him as Ricky Foley was bringing him down. Yeah, see, they've reviewed the play as to whether or not it was a fumble, and the Riders have the ball. And our video reviews are for Winnipeg Kia. We talked about the fact that we thought there was certainly a fumble there, and the Riders challenged it, and they've won that challenge. So the Riders have the football, and our video review brought to you by Winnipeg Kia. Drive a new 2015 Sorento away, save over $5,000. Winnipeg Kia, where Kia's always cost less. So the Riders have the ball at the Blue Bomber 43-yard line. Leading 14-7.
They're frantically taping up Drew Willie's ankle right now.
Darian Durant, shotgun, double tights. Little play fake. They're going to throw a pass off this play like they have all day, and it's Bagg up to the 34-yard line of the Blue Bombers. He's got a 9-yard gain, tackled out of bounds by Matt Buckner. About another good gain for the Riders.
Considering how much the Riders' pass game has struggled this year, it seems like the Bombers are maybe giving them a little too much room to maneuver.
Yeah, they're sure laying off. They don't want to get beat deep, and that's all well and good, but
a long pass like that he should not have that much time to wait for the ball.
Second down and 1, Riders. Bomber 34. Durant in shotgun. Hands off to Big Messam, and there he goes, trundling down to the Bomber 15-yard line. Well, somebody hit him at the line of scrimmage, but could not contain Messam, and he's all the way down to the Blue Bomber 15-yard line. And that's just muscle.
Yeah, where have we seen that before, Bob?
Yeah. 1st and 10 Riders, Bomber 15-yard line.
Drew Willie is up and running around on the sideline, by the way. It's his left foot, so it's his non-plant foot, which might help him get back in this game.
Darian Durant from the 15, still with that double tight end formation. Durant hands off left side, and it's Allen. And he's down to about the 11. The Bombers pursue and bring him down. E.J. Kowali hauls him down at the end of that play. A gain of 4 yards down to the 11-yard line. 14-7, Saskatchewan lead. Looking to add to it. Go to cjob.com, enter to play Splatters Paintball. Touchdown to win every time the Bombers score a touchdown. If we draw your name, you and 7 friends will be enjoying a great day out. Ready, aim, fun, splatterspaintball.com. 2nd down and 6, Riders. Here early in the third quarter at the Blue Bomber 11-yard line. Left hash, and again, only 3 receivers as they go with tight ends on either end of the line. Durant to pass. Scrambling to his right, Kowali giving chase. Durant gets the ball off and completes it to, I think that's Getzlaff with his first catch of the game, down close to the 5-yard line, right along the sideline. And there's Darian Durant. He does that well, Kirk. He buys time and throws it on the run.
Yeah. Giving him a little bit too much room again. Getzlaff came back to the ball, and the Bombers were playing it back deep so that they didn't get into the end zone, and it allowed them to come very close to the first down. They're going to be short, but...
Yeah, they'll be 3rd down and probably a foot maybe. And, of course, they will go for it. 10:37 left in the third quarter. And the Riders ahead 14-7. And if they get it in here, a 2-touchdown lead is going to look significant. Not just because of the flow of this game, but because of the entire league this year where scoring is down. And, you know, we always used to say a 14-point lead's nothing in the CFL with a quarter to play, but it's more this year, it seems, than it's been.
Yeah. I was just talking to the leader post, Rob Vanstone, out there at halftime, and he said this is just typical of every game we've seen this year where 14-7 at the half, a team failing to... How many times has a team failed to get over 10 points?
Right. All right, it's 3rd and inches for the Riders at the Bomber 5-yard line. And Sunseri off the left side is down to the 4. And he has got the first down for Saskatchewan. So there'll be 1st and goal at the Bomber 4-yard line. And Darian Durant, Getzlaff, and Taz Smith come back onto the field as they've taken all of their wide receivers out, but they're going to keep the 2 tight end formation in, I think. The Bombers make some changes on defense as well. The ball just beyond the Winnipeg 5-yard line on the right hash mark. 3 receivers for Darian Durant. And Jerome Messam set behind the Saskatchewan quarterback. 1st and goal at the Bomber 5. Hand off Messam, right side, down to the 1-yard line. Well, maybe a little further out. He might be only at the 2. As the Bombers did a good job that time. Trying to see who's at the bottom of that pile for Winnipeg. Jake Thomas and Ian Wild.
It was a group effort. That's for sure.
Yeah, they stopped Messam out. They put it at the 3-yard line, so good work there. And they take Messam out and put both Will Ford and Anthony Allen into the game.
There's some confusion here.
Boy, is there ever. Now, Bagg and Ford come out. Bagg stays on. Ford comes out. So they got it set. It's Anthony Allen in for Messam, and Will Ford comes out. 2nd and goal, Riders. Bomber 3-yard line. Again, only 3 receivers out.
Pass to the tight end. That's what they usually do here, don't they?
Well, they give it to Allen, right side run, and is he in? Touchdown, Saskatchewan. Anthony Allen from Georgia Tech, a CFL rookie at 26 years of age. Crashes it in off the right side.
Yeah, they just, it doesn't matter who they throw out there to run that ball. Not only are they running behind a great O-line, but their running backs are either fast and or strong.
Yes,
he had a couple guys on him, and he ran into Kowali right at the goal line, but still shoved him back a bit.
All right, here's the convert try by Chris Milo. It's up and it's good, and the Riders take a 21-7 lead with 8:25 left in the third quarter. You're listening to the Recycle Everywhere Blue Bomber Football Radio Network.
So you're looking for a new ride?
That's right, and I don't want to be taken for a ride.
Then why not go for a ride?
Chris Milo getting set to kick off for Saskatchewan for Jim Gauthier Chevrolet, 1400 McPhillips. Riders ahead 21-7 now after that touchdown by Allen. Anthony Allen.
Drew Willie will be running onto the field.
I believe so. Here's Studemeyer with the return from the Bombers 17 to the 20. Moves to his right to the 25. He's across the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45, the 50, up to the 51-yard line. Good return by Studemeyer, giving the Bombers a little bit of a lift here. No penalties. And so good field position for Drew Willie and the Bomber offense.
It's got to be a little frustrating, too, when it ends by running into your own guy. He kind of ran into Jesse Briggs there, but he was going to get run out of bounds anyway.
And he ran out of bounds right at the Rider bench. And Studemeyer, you'll recall, was a former Rider released by them and said on our pregame show that he had something to prove here today. Well, he hasn't had a great day returning kicks. A good one there. Injured Rider on that return. Willie's left ankle very heavily taped as he comes back out to try and lead a Blue Bomber comeback. You know, the first half, Kirk, the Riders only had 34 yards rushing.
Yeah.
On how many carries? I'm adding up their carries here.
9 carries.
9 carries. So
they were very similar.
Yeah. And Messam had the big run here on this scoring drive, but in general, the Bombers have defended the run. Well, the Bomber problem today has been their offense. They can't move the ball. They had 7 first downs in the first half. They turned it over here to start the second half.
Yeah.
Their offense in 6 of the last 7 games has failed to get 300 total yards.
Yeah.
The offense is just not being as productive.
Take your car to Superloop, and your car will take you as far as you need to go for less. From Winnipeg to Wisconsin, from Grand Beach to Grand Rapids. Summer starts here at Superlube Auto Centers.
Superlube Auto Centers. Car care, easy.
Now back to Bombers football with Bob Irving on 680 CJOB.
Down from the Bomber 51 has a gain of 1 yard running the left side. John Chick over there to make the tackle.
The Bombers are averaging, going into this game, 4.2 yards per rush.
Going into the game.
4.2 yards.
Well,
that's
average,
not... You can't win like that.
No, the average would be going down today.
Yes.
2nd down and 9 now at the Bomber 52. 7.5 minutes left, third quarter. 21-7, Saskatchewan in front. Drew Willie calls for the ball, has it. Under some pressure now, scrambles to his right and throws on the run, and he's got Kohlert down at the Rider 45 with a Bomber first down, a gain of 17 yards. Good throw by Willie on the run. And Kirk, to your comment earlier about moving the pocket, the guy can throw on the run.
Yes, even after spending a few minutes on the turf with what looked like a pretty sore ankle, which his teammates, I'm assuming, will be taking note of as well.
1st and 10, Bombers. Rider 45, ball in the middle of the field. Willie in the gun. He got double tight ends in there this time. And a fake to Grigsby and a pass out here to the right side, complete to Denmark to the 40. And he's down to the Rider 39-yard line. Another gain of 6 yards. Leaving the 2nd and 4.
The first time we've seen Clarence Denmark today.
First pass he's caught, I believe.
Yes.
You were talking about 2nd down conversions, Kirk. In their first 6 games, the Bombers completed 46% of them. In the last 3, they're 32%. Big one here, 2nd and 4 at the Rider 39. Willie. Hands off Grigsby. Big hole across the 35 down to about the 33-yard line of the Riders. Boy, they open up a big hole for him there.
Yeah.
And a first down for the Blue Bombers.
And that's, you can run the ball there when it's 2nd and 4, but if you're only getting 4 yards on first down like these guys are, it's 2 flags.
Now we got a penalty flag late. Objectionable conduct against the Riders. We didn't catch the number.
93, Terrius George.
Oh, Terrius George, and he's pulled off the field by head coach Corey Chamberlain.
He's not happy about it.
And it moves the ball all the way down to the Rider 23-yard line. Blue Bombers closing in on the Rona red zone. 1st and 10, right hash. 4 receivers wide left side. Pombreon is lined up as a tight end on the right, and then he got drilled by a Rider defensive player. And now Jarvis Jones is in there, giving some of the Riders a slam to the helmet. A flag comes down for that. So we'll see how they sort this out. It looked like Pombreon had moved.
Pombreon jumped. He was getting procedure, and John Chick, of course, went after him after he moved. I'm assuming you can get away with that as a defensive end if the guy you're going to be trying to get past moves. But yeah, then there were some fisticuffs after that.
Jarvis Jones got a little carried away there, I thought, with Pombreon, though, is signaling that it's going to work in the Bombers' favor. So we'll see how this all works out. Here's Andre Proulx. So they did call John Chick. We'll see if Chamberlain takes Chick off the field the way he did Terrius George.
That one's a little more questionable, but yeah. John Chick probably could have laid off a bit.
All right, the Bombers are 1st and 10 down at the Rider 13-yard line. They're in the Rona red zone, trailing 21-7. Big chance to get within a touchdown here. Willie, fake to Grigsby, pass out here left side, caught, I believe, at the 11 by Nick Moore. Good catch by Moore. The pass was low, and he had to reach back for it, but he made the grab and will gain 3 yards on the play. 2nd down, Blue Bombers. 7 yards to go. Rider 11-yard line. Left hash is where the ball is. 4:55 left in the 3rd quarter. 21-7 Rough Riders. 6 receivers out for Bomber quarterback Drew Willie. Takes the snap from Steve Morley, runs a quarterback draw, and he'll be in for the touchdown easily. Touchdown, Blue Bombers and Drew Willie. You're not going to believe this, and it'll sound like I'm just saying it, but I fought before that play.
I believe you.
Quarterback draw.
I believe
you,
Bob.
Me?
I do, 100%, because I've said that 100 times to you.
There you
and
go.
You believe me every time.
Yeah, okay.
Great call. Great call.
Touchdown Bombers, and our winner on Splatter's paintball touchdown to win is Dave Rapiz. Way to go, Dave. Every time the Bombers score a touchdown, if we draw your name, you and 7 friends could enjoy a great day out. Ready, aim, fun. SplattersPaintball.com. So a convert will make this a 7-point game. Hiralahu in to kick it. From the 12 with Brom holding. It's up and it's good. 21-14. Rough Riders lead the Blue Bombers. 4 minutes, 19 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. You're listening to the Recycle Everywhere Blue Bomber Football Radio Network.
And I understand the dedication and hard work it takes to excel. The whole Mudruckers team came through for us in a big way. From the first phone call through to the final handshake, we knew we were dealing with a first-class team. Getting the use of our garage back and saving money was a huge win for my family. So hurry hard and
make it level once more. Mudruckers.
Call 992-6833.
Always your team. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers and 680 CJOB.
And we're back at Mosaic Stadium in Regina. The Blue Bombers battle back. It's now 21-14 for the Rough Riders. Liram Hiralahu getting set to kick off for Jim Gauthier Chevrolet 1400 McPhillips. And Weston Dressler is not one of the riders back to receive as Hiralahu sends it down to Tristan Jackson at the 5-yard line. He's to the 10, the 15, the 20. And then send back the other way, and the Bombers all over him at the 18-yard line as he tried to reverse his field. So clearly the Bombers got a little bit of life from that score and momentum, of course, in a football game. We see it shift so many times and in so many different ways, and it's certainly with the Bombers now as the Rider offense comes out. Transportation to Regina provided by Jim Gauthier Chevrolet, Winnipeg's biggest and best new and used Chevrolet dealer, where they have 0% financing on every new 2014 vehicle until closing time on Tuesday at 1400 McPhillips. Durant and the Riders, 1st and 10. Saskatchewan 18-yard line, right hash mark. And they have 5 receivers in, so they've gone away from the double tight ends for now. Durant, quick throw, right side, and Taj Smith can't hold on at the 22. The pass a little bit behind him, Kirk, and he had to reach back, and there was a hard throw by Durant, too, from short range, and he just couldn't squeeze it.
Very similar to the one he threw to Weston Dressler earlier in the game, where he probably could have waited a bit, but really no excuse for the inaccuracy there.
If you missed it earlier, Kashawn Fraser, Blue Bomber defensive lineman, went out of the game early with a leg injury and has not returned. He did not look to be in very good shape when he left. 2nd down and 10. Riders from their 18. Durant back to pass. Down the middle, he goes way over the head of the intended receiver, Taj Smith. So a 2-and-out. Randall with the coverage there. And the Bombers are going to get the ball back in probably pretty good field position with 3:27 left in the third quarter as Josh Bartell will come out and kick into the wind. And again, the wind's not real strong. As a matter of fact, Kirk, if anything, it looks like it's gone down.
It has. It has from the second quarter for sure.
An awful lot, as a matter of fact.
Ian Wild, sorry, just to interrupt there, doesn't have his helmet, and he didn't partake in that defensive series for the Bombers.
Here's the punt from the 18 by Bartell, and it's a good one. Studemeyer, Bomber 46, moves right to the 50. Oh, look at this, center field, the 50, the 45, the 40, the 35. He's gone, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Blue Bombers. No flags, and we have got a tie game. Troy Studemeyer, a convert away from a tie game. Troy Studemeyer said he had something to prove to the Riders, and he might have just proved it.
Yes, he did.
Well, he made a big mistake earlier catching a punt on the 2-yard line when the Bombers were going into the wind instead of giving up a single.
Yeah.
But it's back-to-back big returns, Kirk. He's kind of redeemed himself, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. And that the interesting part is there weren't really too many big blocks required on that return. It's the second time in a row that the Riders, second game in a row, the Riders have given up a punt return for a touchdown.
Convert coming up by Haralahu. And we've got a tie game. Bombers 21, Riders 21. The thing with Studemeyer is, when he moves one way or the other, he can just change direction and hit up into a hole with such speed and power that, spectacular result there.
Yeah. Now that he's done it 3 times, 3 games in a row, I think we can say that
he's pretty good at it.
He'll be doing it for a while.
And it was a good kick by Bartell into the wind, too.
And Chris Greaves got to do the, I'm hurt thing after the convert. They should really crack down on this.
You saying they do that intentionally, Kirk Penton?
I'm totally saying that.
I've heard stories to that effect. So 2.5 minutes left now in the third quarter. The third quarter brought to you by your Prairie Ford dealers. Ford employee pricing is back with our biggest offers of the year only at your Prairie Ford store. Today's game brought to you in part by Super Lube Auto Center for the best 10-minute oil change. Greaves is up and
it's a miracle.
Leaving the field under his own power. By the way, while we're in Regina, we stay at the beautiful Delta Regina, which is right across from Casino Regina, right in the heart of downtown. They really look after us there. It's a great place to stay in downtown Regina, the Delta Regina.
My big question is this, Bob. There's a guy right behind the Bomber bench wearing a BC Lions hat and shirt.
I would have no explanation for that.
What's he doing here?
I don't know. He's possibly lost.
Okay. He hasn't moved all game. He's just sitting there with his arms folded and thinking, somebody steered me wrong.
Yeah, what am I doing here? Well, we got ourselves a ball game, folks. The Bombers with a couple of quick touchdowns. And it's tied at 21 as Hiralahu kicks off for Jim Gauthier, Chevrolet, 1400 McPhillips. Fielded at the 5-yard line by the Riders. Across the 10 is Tristan Jackson, and he's hauled down by, is that Unamba? Sure, Don Unamba with the tackle up at the 35-yard line of the Riders. 2.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Stay tuned for the post-game show brought to you by Urban Mine, metal recycling redefined. Visit urbanmine.ca.
Special teams again, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, special teams, got this team back in that game against Montreal last week in the third quarter, and now they've had to go and do it again, although the offense helped out on that previous drive, but tells you how important that is. For
sure. First and 10 Riders from the Saskatchewan 35, ball in the right hash. Double tight ends, and they hand it off to it's either Will Ford or Anthony Allen. I couldn't tell from here, but the Bomber defense comes up big and stops him. Allen for no gain right at the 35-yard line.
Ian Wild still not back in the game. He got hurt on Saskatchewan's touchdown run.
Let's see who's in there for him. They're playing. They got 4 down linemen.
Yeah, they have just Kowali and Dunn and Sherman with their 4.
Right. 4 down linemen. Okay.
3-4.
Second and 10 Riders. Back to pass Durant. And here comes some pressure, and they got him. They got Darian Durant for a sack. E.J. Kowali was in there. So was Bryant Turner. And they got him for a loss of 4 yards back to the 31-yard line. Now they're going to mark it down maybe at the 32. Yeah, so it's a 3-yard loss, and the Riders another 2 and out, and Bartel into punt again. Wow, what a turnaround in this game in the last few minutes. Yeah, when the Riders went ahead 21-7, they looked like they were taking total command, but boom, all of a sudden. Third down now and 14 at the 31. Bartel rolling left and kicks with his left foot. And what a kick. Studemeyer at the 40. And he's moving left. Trying to stiff arm a Rider, but will be brought down at the Blue Bomber 41-yard line. Did you know that Josh Bartel was ambidextrous?
No, I did not.
I've never seen that. He's a right-footed kicker, and he kicked with his left foot.
On the run.
It's the second time today we've seen him kick on the run.
But not. He kicked it with his right foot before.
Yes, he's a right-footed kicker.
Not on the run with his left foot.
Boy, that was something. All right, Bombers first and 10 at the Winnipeg 41. 45 seconds left, third quarter. Ball's on left hash. And Drew Willie hands it off to Grigsby. Right side run. Nick Grigsby to the 45, and he pops out to about the 49. Nice bit of running by Grigsby to pick up 8 yards.
It's amazing how that momentum just transfers to the whole team. Grigsby's longest run up to this point had been 6 yards. He had 6 yards was his long. And he just got 7 there.
Yeah, that was a big-time run. That's when you see Grigsby's talent, and he's loaded with talent. Second down and about 2.5 Bombers, just short of their 49. This will be the final play of the third quarter, unless we have a penalty. And it'll be Grigsby carrying, and he fights across the 50. This will be close to a first down, maybe a wee bit short, but enough for the Bombers to go for it, which is what they'll do, I'm sure, when we come back. Coming up in the post-game show, hardest working player, brought to you by CUPE Local 500, proud to support the Blue Bombers. Third quarter over. The game is tied at 21. Winnipeg and Saskatchewan. You're listening to the Recycle Everywhere Blue Bomber Football Radio Network.
The third quarter of today's game.
Saved gas, and he saved money. It's that easy. Thrifty, cheap, it's all semantics.
Right now, during the factory authorized clear-out, you'll find a selection of Santa Fe's at clearance prices.
Winnipeg Hyundai gives you more.
I love my car.
This is Recycle Everywhere Blue Bomber football. Today's game is brought to you in part by Super Lube Auto Center, home of the best 10-minute oil change. Now, time for the fourth quarter, brought to you by your Prairie Ford dealer. Ford employee pricing is on now with our biggest offers of the year, only at your Prairie Ford store.
Welcome back to Mosaic in Regina. Bob Irving, Kirk Penton providing the color commentary for Dulux Paints. We are in the Thunder Seed broadcast booth. The fourth quarter will start with the game tied 21-21, and the Bombers third down and a yard, maybe a little bit less than a yard, at their 50-yard line, and they will go for it with Robert Marv in the game. Under center now is Marv. And he keeps, and he's got the first down off the right side. He followed behind Jarvis Jones and has it with room to spare. And out comes Drew Willie and the rest of the Bomber receiving corps who were on the sidelines for that play. But Carl Fitzgerald will stay out. So they'll go with at least one tight end on 1st and 2 Bombers at their 52-yard line. Ball's on the right hash. And there are only 3 receivers out, so it's double tight ends. Grigsby in the backfield with Willie. Handoff Grigsby, right side run down to the 50 of the Riders, the 48-yard line. And another 10-yard gain and a Blue Bomber first down.
10-yard run. Double digits, Bob.
Yeah.
That's
actually 11 yards the way they've spotted it.
There you go. That play did not work earlier in the game, but it worked there with Nick Moore coming across in front of Willie, and Grigsby went the other way, and it worked very well.
1st and 10 at the Rider 47-yard line. Bombers working into the wind here, but the wind has really, really died down. Again, double tight ends. Willie back to pass. Getting time, scrambles a bit. And now we'll throw down the right sideline. Nick Moore goes up. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Terrific catch down at the Rider 21-yard line. Nick Moore makes a big-time grab, putting the Bombers in the Rona red zone. Boy, that's when as a quarterback, Kirk, you just throw it up and say, go get it.
Yep. And that's what he can do.
He can.
And the simple stuff of holding onto the ball is still questionable, but that was just an outstanding catch. 4th
catch of the game for Nick Moore. 1st and 10 Bombers. Rider 22. Handoff Grigsby. Right side, and he's going to be hit for a 4-yard loss. Tried to take it wide right, and Brackenridge, the safety, came up and made the tackle for a big loss. And they spot it down right at the 26, so it'll be 2nd down and 14 Blue Bombers. Ball's on the right hash. And a long huddle here for Drew Willie and company. Out they come. Denmark wide right. Kohler to the left. Moore also split right. Watson and Kelly also come out left. And Fioli Godino also in. 6 receivers. Empty backfield. Drew Willie with the football. Good time. Now he shuffles around a bit. Flag down, holding on the Bombers. Willie throws it away. The Bombers are going to be called for holding. And I presume the Riders will take the penalty and push the Bombers back farther to make a field goal.
Yeah.
Challenging. They'll give them a 2nd down over, but I'm sure they'll take the penalty.
Yep.
No, they've declined it, Kurt.
Declined it. They're going to...
That surprises me.
Take the ball back.
Because you leave them in 2nd and 24, which they're not liable to convert.
No.
And then if they...
And then they push them back to the 20...
Well, the 36, it'll be a 43-yard field goal try. As it is, it's a 33-yarder. Interesting decision.
Obviously, he has confidence in his own offense to return the favor, but...
So 3rd down and 14 Bombers. Rider 26. Hyralahu will come in and attempt a 33-yard field goal. Brom, the holder, the ball in the right hash mark. It's on the tee. It's in the air. And it is good. 33-yarder, and the Blue Bombers are back in front for the first time since The first quarter, they lead 24-21, 11 minutes, 26 seconds left. You're listening to the Recycle Everywhere Blue Bomber Football Radio Network.
Touchdown!
Liram Haralahu 33-yard field goal have gone in front 24-21. They were down 21-7 early in the third, but have fought back to take the lead, and the Riders take the ball at their 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Darian Durant hands off inside Messam, and he's across the 40 up to the 41 or 42. Kowali with the tackle. 6 or 7 yard gain for Jerome Messam. So will the Riders
just do a repeat of 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, try to use some power football now to take the lead again. They'll be 2nd down and 3 at their 42-yard line. Bag wide right. Taj Smith to the left. Messam set behind Darian Durant. And Messam gets the ball again, and he's across the 45 to center field of the Bomber 52-yard line. Big Jerome Messam. And he's got a 1st down for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Jake Thomas comes out of the game limping a little bit as he goes to the sideline. And they put in Mike Cornell at the nose. Kirk, as you said, at 225 pounds. So the Riders, 1st and 10, Bomber 51-yard line.
Yes.
And Durant, do we see another running play? No, Durant's back to pass. Pressure coming, and he gets away and drops it off. And then it's dropped by Taj Smith at the 46-yard line, right along the sideline. The ball was right in his chest, and he dropped it. He would have been tackled, I think, right away, but he'd have had a 5 or 6 yard gain.
Yeah. Mr. Smith has not been the same since he ran into a little bit of legal trouble there a few weeks ago. He's always been Darian Durant's safety valve.
Since he crossed that bridge from Ottawa to...
Yeah.
What's the name of that place again?
Gatineau, Hull.
2nd down and 10, Riders at the Bomber 51, left hash mark. Durant. Oh, the Bombers jumped offside again. E.J. Kowali as Durant is sacked by Bryant Turner, but that's the 3rd offside of the game for the Blue Bomber defensive line, which literally never goes offside. And I mean literally.
That's 2 for Ejiro Kowali.
3 in total. Ian Wild had 1 as well. So it gives the Riders a 2nd down and 5 at the Bomber 46-yard line.
And still no sign of Ian Wild, by the way.
Wild and Kashawn Fraser, starters on the defense out. Here's Durant from left hash. Back to pass. Pressure comes. He's going long. He's got Dressler, but he can't get to it at the 5-yard line. Dressler was being covered by Teague Sherman. It's a matchup the Riders love, and he had Sherman, but the ball's overthrown.
With the wind, it's one of those ones that...
But there's hardly any wind when you look at the flags and the goalposts.
Still pushing it a bit, though.
I think that's why the Riders didn't ask Winnipeg to kick off after the field goal, because the wind has really died down.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised by that, by the way.
Yeah.
So the Riders are 3rd down and 5 at the Bomber 46-yard line, and here comes Bartel again with that little running kick, and it's blocked by the Blue Bombers. And the Riders come up with it, but that'll be Bomber football at the Rider 44-yard line. And a timeout on the field. The Bombers up by 3, and now they got a chance to get some more. 24-21 Winnipeg. You're listening to the Recycle Everywhere Blue Bomber Football Radio Network.
Add a splash of color to your kitchen or bathroom with Dulux Kitchen and Bath. All Dulux Kitchen and Bath are buy one, get one 50% off from August 25th to September 21st.
Second half with the Riders up at 1 point, 21-7. It's now 24-21 Blue Bombers, and they have just blocked a punt. And we'll have 1st and 10 at the Rider 44-yard line. We believe it was Corey Watson who blocked the punt. One of those running punts by Josh Bartel. And the Bombers from the Rider 44. Left hash. Handoff Grigsby up the middle across the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Yeah, it was Watson who blocked it, Kirk Penton, and then Mo Leggett picked it up.
Yeah, if you're going to be fancy, and now Bartel is hurt too, so that's a little insult to injury there.
6-yard run for Grigsby, 2nd down and 4 Bombers. Ryder 38-yard line, 8 minutes, 20 seconds left in the game. 24-21 Blue Bombers. Willie with 4 receivers out. Ryder show blitz. Here's Willie pulling it down and tried to scramble ahead. There's a flag thrown by the side judge. Willie got basically no gain. He stopped right at the line of scrimmage. And the penalty flag from the side judge they're going to call procedure on the Blue Bombers. I imagine the Riders will decline that.
Yep. That's too far back. 38, 45-yard attempt.
Third down and 5 at the 38-yard line of the Rough Riders. Under normal circumstances, the Bombers would kick a field goal, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to send Harilahu out, kick into the wind. Again, we've said the wind has gone down, although it appears to gust.
Yeah.
So this will be a challenging kick for Harilahu. It'll be a 45-yarder into the breeze. And the dangerous aspect of these always is the return, and Tristan Jackson will be the man back in the end zone.
He's putting it down at the 40. He's putting his tee down at the 46.
Yeah.
The ball's right in between the 38 and 39.
I suppose they'd run a fake field goal here, do you?
I don't know.
All right, 46-yard field goal try right from dead center in the field. Brian Braun, the holder. It's on the tee. It's in the air. It looks to be far enough, and it's good. Clutch kick by Liram Harilahu. And the Bombers go ahead 27-21 with 7 minutes and 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Boy, that kid's had some year. Is he 2 for 2 today, Kirk Penton? So he's 21 for 23 on the season. And we're going to miss a play or two, and we apologize for that. It's your fault, Kirk.
I
Can't be mine.
accept total responsibility.
Couldn't possibly be mine, could it? All right, here's Harilahu waiting for word. Kickoffs for Jim Gauthier, Chevrolet 1400 McPhillips. And there's the boot. Jackson at the 20-yard line. To the 25, the 30, the 35, and then he's caught from behind and buried at about the 39 or 40-yard line. Actually, we'll stay with you until we feel there's a chance for a bit of a longer break and before we take our next break. 7:41 to go. Can the Bombers end the 9-year losing streak here at Mosaic Stadium? Well, they're in the best position to do that they've been in for quite a while. Darian Durant and the Rider offense, 1st and 10, Saskatchewan 40-yard line. Looks like Will Ford set behind Durant on this series. And they hand it off to the former Bomber. He's across the 45 and up to the 49-yard line. DeMond Washington wrestles him down, but a 8 or 9-yard gain for Will Ford. 8 yards, they put it down on the 48-yard line. 2nd and 2, Riders.
They've had so much success getting yardage on first down that they can't do the long throws on second like they have been.
All right, they hand it off to Anthony Allen, and he's across the 50 out to the 51, and he'll have the first down. He's got a 3-yard gain there. And the Riders with the clock running in 6:45 to go. 1st and 10 at the Saskatchewan 51-yard line.
Some fan just yelled, "Give it to Dressler." Good idea.
Ball right in the middle of the field. 5 receivers out for Darian Durant. Bombers come with pressure. Durant gets away, though, from Teague Sherman and now hooks up with Swain, but he's hauled down by Mo Leggett. Boy, that's when Teague Sherman's going to want over. He just came in. It wasn't under control, and he ran right by Durant.
Yeah.
But the Bombers still stopped the play for little or no gain, as Mo Leggett was all over the Rider receiver, Brett Swain. They lost a yard on the play back to the 50, so they're 2nd down and 11. Ball's on left hash. Darian Durant, 5 receivers out. Allen in the backfield with him. And Durant with the ball. The Bombers getting some good push up front. Durant going long. Oh, he's got Taj Smith all alone, and he's got a touchdown. A broken play in the Bomber back end, and the Riders have a touchdown. Mo Leggett, the safety, was trying to get over there. I think Deja Dunn had him initially coming out of the backfield and then gave him up to somebody deeper back. But Taj Smith has tied the game with 5:33 left.
Taj Smith sure makes amends after that drop. He needed a big play like that.
Yeah, I had to reach out and pull that one in. It was a good throw by Durant, but a bit of a challenging catch. So the Riders with a converter ahead 28-27. You're listening to the Recycle Everywhere Blue Bomber Football Radio Network.
It's an ingenious idea, and it took Ford to think of it.
The wait is over. Ford employee pricing is back.
My name's Rick, and I've been at Ford for 26 years.
Employee pricing, it's the best time of the year to get an F-150. It's a perfect combination of power, cargo capacity, people capacity, and towing. And you've got the EcoBoost engine that gives you the performance and fuel efficiency.
Just go to Ford.ca or any Ford store to get up to $14,000 in total price adjustments on the F-150.
Ford employee pricing, you pay what we pay. It's that simple.
JML Renovations love getting messages like this from our customers.
You did my garage, my buddy's garage, and you did my parents' garage. My dad couldn't be more happy. You knocked it out of the park. He was 100% impressed with your guys and your crew.
Maybe that's why JML is a repeat winner of the Better Business Bureau's Torch Award. At JML, we don't just build a garage, we build your garage. Visit us at jmlrenovations.ca to book your appointment today.
Is there any better way to spend a morning? River Oaks Golf Course invites you to get a foursome together before 9 a.m., Monday through Friday, and play 18 gorgeous holes for as little as $27.50 a person. Is there any better way to spend a morning than at River Oaks Golf Course? Book online today at riveroaksgolf.ca or call 204-261-4653.
You're listening to Blue Bombers Football, brought to you by Superlube on 680 CJOB.
All right, the kickoff after the touchdown for Jim Gauthier Chevrolet, 1400 McPhillips, returned by Troy Studemeyer to the 26-yard line of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Good coverage downfield by the Riders. The touchdown pass to Taj Smith, 59 yards.
And it looked like, if we had to guess, not like we know the playbook inside and out, but Damon Washington appeared to be the guilty party there. It looked like Deja Dunn was basically handing him off, but Damon moved up to cover somebody crossing over the middle who was already covered, and that allowed Taj Smith to break away, and Mo Leggett had no hope of getting over there in time to bring him in.
Durant wasn't about to miss that one, and Taj Smith, who's dropped a couple, wasn't about to drop that one.
No.
So we got 5:14 left, and this has turned into a barn burner. 28-27 Riders, 7-0 Winnipeg after the first quarter. 14-7 Riders at the half. 21 all after the third quarter. After the Riders went ahead 21-7, the Bombers then came back to go up 27-21. And now it's 28-27 Saskatchewan. And the Bombers from their 27-yard line, 1st and 10. And now the 13th man makes itself felt. Drew Willie with 4 receivers out to the left side. Hands off Grigsby. Good hole across the 35. Grigsby, the 40, the 45, up to the 50-yard line. Nick Grigsby with a 23-yard run and a Bomber first down.
But he's hurt. He's in pain over there on the sideline, but
Well, they don't have Paris Cotton in the lineup today either.
They don't. They had to take Paris Cotton out to put Jarvis Jones at right guard. So he's got to come out of the lineup. And
well, Carl Volney will come in. He's the backup running back today. Grigsby, we saw it again, and it's hard to tell where he was hurt, but he will leave the field. Big run, though, to the 50-yard line. 4:39 left. Bombers 1st and 10 at their 50. And they break the huddle with Nick Moore wide right. Denmark and Watson split left. And double tight ends with Volney, the running back, beside Drew Willie. Willie with the ball. Pump fake. And going long, and no good. A flag comes down. They're going to call pass interference on the Riders. I think somebody held up Nick Moore, and Moore pointed at that player, and then the flag came down.
Yeah. The pump fake probably got the Saskatchewan DB, forced him to hold him up. Illegal contact, or no, it'll be PI.
Point of foul at the Rider 43-yard line, so the Bombers are already in field goal range, sort of. If you think Hairolahu could kick a 50-yarder, and he could. 1st and 10 at the Rider 43-yard line. Carl Volney set behind Drew Willie, and they hand it off to Volney, and he'll be across the 40 and down to about the 38-yard line. Volney has a gain of 5 yards. Carl Volney has seen very, very little action this year, but nice run there, Kirk Penton.
2 carries for -1 yards coming into this game, so he's back on the plus side of the ledger.
4th quarter brought to you by your Prairie Ford dealers. Ford employee pricing is back. You pay what we pay only at your Prairie Ford store. 2nd down and 5, Bombers. Rider 38, Saskatchewan ahead by a point, 3.5 minutes to go. Drew Willie, hands off. Volney across the 35, down to the 34 of the Riders. We'll see where they spot this. Mike O'Shea's heading down the sideline to have a look and see how far it is, decide what he's going to do next. They're going to measure, I believe. Yeah, Prue is calling for a measurement. They're short. There's no doubt about that. It looks like about an even yard short with 3:14 left in the 4th quarter. Stay tuned for Mike O'Shea's post-game comments, by the way. And they'll be brought to you by Winnipeg Kia. So here's the measurement. And they need to get just beyond the 33, and the ball is halfway between the 33 and 34. So we'll call it, 3/4 of a yard?
Yeah.
And the Bombers are going to send out Robert Marv and go for it. And no quarrel. Oh, wait a minute. That's Brian Braum. So they're going to kick a field goal.
They are.
On 3rd down and less than a yard.
Interesting call.
Wow, is it ever?
I guess he feels he needs the points.
Well, it puts them back in front. It'll be a 41-yard field goal. There's the snap. The ball's on the tee. It's in the air, and it is good. Hairolahu delivers from 41, and the Bombers go back in front 30-28. We're at the 3-minute warning. It's for Avalon Construction for all your foundation repairs. Call somebody you trust. Visit avalonwpg.ca. You're listening to the Recycle Everywhere Blue Bomber Football Radio Network. And the Rider bench erupted there, wanting an interference call, but good work by Matt Buckner. What a year Matt Buckner's had for sort of an unheralded Canadian cornerback.
Yep.
He's played so well.
Absolutely.
All right, 2nd and 10 Riders at their 35-yard line. Down by 2. Left hash, 5 receivers out. Allen is the tailback, and he's set to the right of Darian Durant. Dressler had to be offside. Here's Durant back to pass, getting lots of time. Zach Anderson chasing. Durant's going to take off and run and get the 1st down.
Yeah, it looked like offside and holding there, Bob.
Well, I thought Dressler was way over the line, but You know, sometimes it looks like that, and it's not. Yeah. Regardless, they marked him out just short of the 45, so he might not have the first down, but he's within inches if he doesn't. Yeah, he's just a little bit short. 2:35 left. 30-28, the Bombers lead. And Darian Durant hasn't run very much this year, but he can still do that for sure when he has to.
Just as he did in last year's West Semi here against BC. He took over in the fourth quarter with his feet.
Did.
Doesn't do it very often.
No, he's very capable of it, though. Such a strong guy.
Yeah.
So they're inches short of the first down, just nosing the Bomber 45-yard line. And they will no doubt go for the first down. 2.5 minutes to go. The thing about the O'Shea decision, we'll never know if the Bombers would have gone in and scored a touchdown.
No. But you're still guaranteed
or
to
made
kick
the first down. But you're
still
one more time off and probably kick a field goal.
Like, even if you don't get it, you still have lots of time to get the ball back. So, if there were less time, it's a no-brainer. But with 3 minutes to go, yeah.
Andre Proulx is over at the timers bench talking to the people upstairs or at command center. I'm not sure, and I don't know what they're talking about, whether it's something to do with the clock. Well, we've had a roller coaster fourth quarter here. Actually, third and fourth, the Bombers were down 21-7 early in the third, came back to tie the game going into the fourth, went ahead 27-21. The Riders got a touchdown, a 59-yard Durant to Taj Smith pass to go up 28-27, and then Iralahu with another clutch field goal, a 41-yarder, and the Bombers have a 2-point lead.
There you go.
All right, so Durant ran out of bounds on that last play, so the clock won't start till the ball is snapped. And in a game like this, you want to make sure everything's right, and certainly involving the timing, because timing's going to be critical
I'm
now.
assuming the Bomber line, or the Bomber bench said the clock didn't start, of course. Give him a little more time to prepare.
Tino Sunsari's in there now to run the third and inches play from the 45. And he goes off the left side and makes enough for the first down. He gets about a yard out to the 46-yard line. So 2:32 to go. And the clock will start now when time is whistled in by Mr. Proulx. Well, this sets up a great rematch, however this turns out. The first game was a beauty between these two teams. The Riders won at 23-17. I don't know how this one's going to end, but boy, if you haven't got tickets for next Sunday, you better get them quick. There's a few still left, I'm told. Saskatchewan 1st and 10. Ryder 46-yard line. Left hash for Darian Durant. Calls for the ball and has it. Throws right side, complete to Bag at center field, and he's caught from behind by Buckner, but gets to the Bomber 51-yard line for a gain of 13 yards. 2:09 left.
Yeah, just playing a little bit more off again, Probably a little, although, you don't want to get beat too deep in this one, I guess. It's kind of a pick your poison sort of thing.
1st and 10 at the Bomber 51. Riders on the right hash. And it looks like they're going to be throwing every play. Here comes Bryant Turner breaking through. Darian Durant off and running, and he'll get out of bounds at the Bomber 42-yard line. Turner busts through there, but Darian Durant took off, and there are his wheels again, and what a difference they can make.
It's amazing how he hardly uses them at all in the first three quarters. If he only brings out his feet when he has to at the very last minute, and you got to wonder if George Cortez is begging him behind the scenes to do it more, because he can, as you saw there, he can just wheel away from people.
2nd down and 1 at the Bomber 42. A minute 47 to go. The clock won't start till the ball is snapped. Durant hands off. Messon And the big man's across the 40. Brian Turner with the tackle down to the 39 of the Blue Bombers. First down, Saskatchewan, 1:43 left. Bombers ahead 30-28. Riders are in field goal range. You wonder how much confidence, though, they might have in Chris Milo, who hit the uprights on a 48-yarder earlier in the game, and it landed outside of the uprights, a dead ball. They'll try to get it in a lot closer, obviously. They're just inside the Bomber 40 with a 1st and 10. The clock running. 1:28, 1:27. Durant with Messam set behind him. And it's Messam all the way. And look at the room he's got down to the 23-yard line of the Blue Bombers. 1:19 to go. And this is where Mike O'Shea needs to think about using a timeout.
Yep.
Because the Riders will surely kick a field goal from this close. Mike O'Shea let him run one more play, and then he for certain will use his timeout.
Yeah.
Clock running down to 1:13 to go. And Durant in shotgun. Messam now comes out as a receiver. Anthony Allen the setback. And the handoff goes to Allen. Right side run across the 20. Down to the 15-yard line. And he'll be close to the first down.
If you're getting first downs, the timeout's going to do you no good. They have to stop them.
Yeah, they've got to call the timeout here, though. They just have to.
Yeah,
with,
like
55 seconds left. Oh, they're not going to use it. I'm surprised at that. I really am.
Well, you have to. I mean, if it's what is it? 2nd and a yard and a half?
2nd and a yard and a half. You've got to hope you stop them.
Yeah.
So here we go. 2nd and a yard and a half. Riders. Bomber 15-yard line. And the handoff. Anthony Allen down to the 10. He's to the 5. He's to the 1-yard line.
He's in.
Oh, touchdown. Yeah, they rolled him in. I thought he was down, but it's a touchdown for the Riders.
He landed on the Bomber tackler and did not hit the ground.
Yep, Anthony Allen goes in from 15 yards out, and the Riders take the lead. (34-30). And a convert will make it 35-30 with 28 seconds left in the game. So the Bombers need a big kickoff return and then a kind of a minor miracle here. And Kirk Penton, at the end of it all, the Bombers could not stop the run when it mattered.
No. And, they did come back to tie it. But you just have to wonder how much better they would be if they could get their run game going as well. That's the Bombers, of course, I'm talking about. Like they're just getting too far behind. They need special teams to make their big plays for them, like today, to just get back in the game. And until that is figured out, things like this are going to happen.
Well, there's the convert by Milo. 28 seconds left. Saskatchewan 35 and the Blue Bombers 30. And now we'll have a Rider kickoff. And unless Stoudemire can take it all the way back, and I would almost guess that Milo won't give him a chance to do that.
No, they would be very wise to pooch this one.
The Bombers will have time for 2 or 3 plays. Well, they've made some miraculous comebacks this year, so we won't write them off.
No, definitely not.
Stoudemire's out there. He'll line up around the Bomber 10 or 15-yard line. But again, we would expect Chris Milo to pooch kick this and not give Stoudemire a chance to beat them as effective as he's been today. He's got 1 return. Big return for a touchdown. So here's Milo. Kickoff for Jim Gauthier Chevrolet, 1400 McPhillips, and he is going to kick it down to Stoudemire at the 6-yard line. Back to the 15, the 20, the 25. Stoudemire, the 30, and trying to move outside of the 31. The clock down to 20 seconds remaining. And Drew Willie and the Bomber offense head out onto the field.
And they won't be able to hear themselves think for the rest of the game, Bob.
Well, you can hear the crowd. I'll describe the play to you, but beyond that, you pretty well have an idea of what's going on here.
And how much is Mike O'Shea's decision to kick that field goal figuring in now?
Well, it'll be debated for sure. And let's see. Andre Prue says a timeout has been called by Saskatchewan. The Riders have called a timeout. I guess defensively they maybe saw something there that they didn't like, although the Bomber offensive formation doesn't look a lot different than it has throughout the entire game. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 Bombers at the Rider 31. Willie back to pass. Lots of time over the middle. Moore at the 50, the 51. Nick Moore at the 51 of the Bombers. Has a good gain. He's shaken up on the play. And he's going to stay down, I think. So 15 seconds left on the clock. The Bomber training staff comes out. Moore's had a big game. That's his 6th catch at least today. Well, it's been a thriller here at Mosaic Stadium.
Yes, it's at least it hasn't been like the average 20-point deficit, which is what it was over the last 9 years.
35-30, the Riders. We haven't had a lot of games like this in the Canadian Football League this year, so this is great for the league, and they always get lots of attention on this game. So this will be a good advertisement for the CFL as they attended Nick Moore. And the Bombers, I suspect, have used their timeout here to stop the clock. They can't possibly come out and run a play or get set to run a play without using their timeout. That's my guess anyway.
The Riders, Bob, sorry to interrupt, have hit 160 yards on the ground today. Bombers did get over 100, though. They got to 107 as a team.
Well, the Riders kind of do that to everybody. They're just really good at it. Well, you hear the crowd. Bombers lined up now. 1st and 10 at their 50 with 15 seconds to go and down by 5 points. Nick Moore very slowly leaving the field. 4 receivers wide right. Time whistled in. And here comes Drew Willie waiting for the snap from Steve Morley. There it is. Willie back to pass. Over the middle. He's got Kohler. Rory Kohler to the Rider 50 with 5 seconds to go. The Rider 51. And I believe the Bombers now have called their timeout. Should have called it before the last play, really. They used up 10 seconds on that play.
Yeah.
If they called the timeout, they probably would have only used 5, but then they wouldn't have had a timeout left, so time would have expired. So I guess it really doesn't matter. 2nd down and 1, but this will be the final play of the game unless there's a penalty. And the Bombers are going to have to throw something deep. They're going to have to hope that Willie gets enough time to throw something deep. He's back to pass. He's scrambling to his right now is Willie, and he throws it as far as he can throw it down to the corner of the end zone, and it's no good. And the game is over. What a game it was. There's usually very little consolation in losing. But the Blue Bombers came here to Mosaic Stadium, Kirk Penton in Regina, and gave the Riders everything they could want, as they did in Winnipeg 3.5 weeks ago.
That's right.
Still came up short.
They did, but, you know, you just